our Bible story is creation. And have you ever thought about how the world was created? Scripture tells us that in the beginning, God was, and his Spirit hovered over the waters. And he spoke and said, "Let there be light." Well, you see light all around me, but that was the first time light showed up. We had dark and then light. The dark was night, the light was day, establishing the first cycle of day one. And God saw that it was good, and he was pleased. Well, on day 2, God decided to create us an expanse, a dome. Now, I'm looking behind me at my greenhouse, and that's like a dome over my plants inside. The plants inside are protected from the sun. They're protected from rain and thunderstorms. Any water they get, I have to take into my greenhouse. Well, God took and separated the waters above from the waters below, creating a dome. It was like living in a tropical paradise. It was beautiful. God saw all that he had done and said it was good. So day 1, we had light and dark. Day 2, we separated the waters below from the waters above, creating a dome around the earth. So day 3 came bright and early again, and on day 3, God decided that he's going to separate that raging water on the earth, separate the water from the land. Oh, I have something to show you. Take a look at this mess. There's dirt and rocks and water. And it's moving all over. Now, what if I take the water out? What's left? There goes some water. And some water. For those of you who play outside in puddles, you might be able to guess what's left in here. Oh, I'm starting to see some rocks. And God put the water in one place, and the land, he separated it to another place. So here we have water. It's a little murky, a little muddy, and we have land. And when the sun gets that, it's going to dry it all out, and it won't look like mud anymore. So that was day 1 for night and day, dark and light. That was 2 for creating a dome, separating the waters above from the waters below. And day 3, he separated the water, which he called seas, from the land, which we know as earth. So what about day 4? Well, day 4 is when it starts to get really exciting. Because what if the sun wasn't here? What would keep us nice and warm on this beautiful day? On day 4, God created the sun and put it in the sky. And he created a smaller light, the moon, and put it in the night sky, along with all the stars. And those separated again, the sun to rule over the daytime, and the moon and the stars to rule over the night. God also created plants, the grasses, the trees, the flowers, and in every one of them, just like my flowers I had planted, started as a tiny little seed. God put those seeds inside the plant so that when that plant died, a new one would grow from its seeds. The mighty trees around me, again, God put inside those that they would be able to grow again out of the little tiny seeds. Those mighty trees would come. Then day 5 comes, and God made birds. Do you see a bird flying behind me every once in a while? He made birds, and he told them, fill the air, multiply, and fill the air. And he made the sea creatures, whales and fish, and told them, fill the oceans, multiply as to your like kind. And God saw all the birds and all the sea creatures and said, it's very good. And that was the end of the 5th day. But he wasn't done yet. Now we get to day 6. Day 6, God decided to create animals. Wild animals, lions, tigers, giraffes, wild turkeys. Birds that might run like an ostrich. But he told them all, multiply, have more little ones. And inside each of the animals, he put the ability to have babies and cover the earth. And God saw all that he had made and said it was good. But something was missing. There was no one that was really like God. There was birds, there was animals, there was sea creatures, but there was nothing like God. God said, let us make human beings in our image. And so he did. He made a man and a woman and placed them in a garden in the middle of his beautiful creation. And that was the end of day 6. Well, what did God do on day 7? Scripture tells us on day 7, God rested. And so today, I'm going to challenge you. Go outside somewhere and enjoy a part of God's creation. And remember that God made it all.